Hey, Lord J. Sitting on a rocky ledge today off on Manitoulin Island where my grandparents built a cottage back in the 70s, and I've had the privilege of having access to it since I was born and didn't even make it up for the last decade, which is crazy. And yet I'm here now after Sonic Springs Festival, integrating so that I can embody a new energetic frequency to really do the inner work that I speak of in Fully Committed, the Sacred Sojourn of Now, as well as the real story of Rome that I'll be sharing on the 28th of July during a Soulful Celebrations and cold plunge experience at Soul's Path that Vladdy, myself, and a few other fabulous artists, musicians are pulling together to create an experience for you. We'd love for you to actually come and be part of the magic that we co-create when we come together with common purpose, not to change or alter anyone other than our own selves and selves, to become more expansive instead of contractive. And this weekend, Len at the Sonic Springs Festival actually helped me with doing some fascial release and really brought into my awareness the fact that when we contract, it's actually to protect the heart. So needing to really draw the shoulders back, and we've all been hurt. And I wonder if you find yourself leaning over, protecting your heart a bit. Because in my book I talk about the frozen heart walls that make the movie Frozen more realistic than what we would think until we actually look into it. And I am just really humbled and quiet, and my head doesn't really have much going on at all right now. I am in a shifting time naturally, and I've really had this belief that I need warriors strong more than I need a bank account full of fiat currency that will mean nothing when the markets collapse and people's identities fall with them. And yet, while that may be true, there is also the element to needing to be a provider for myself, to move my inner child from the scared side of needing to be provided for by something outside of me into being the guardian of innocence or inner sense that actually allows me to stand in my power as the parent that is not a pair of rents, but instead the one that actually can console me. Console me. Con being the conscience, as well as the consciousness. So these are the things, quite honestly, that are in my mind, though it's not really on my mind at all. I just thought I'd come to you and say, if you've wondered where I've been, I was at Sonic Springs Festival and the Manitoulin, and I am grateful to have had the experience to really ground, reconnect, meet new people, have new experiences, have familiar experiences in new ways, because I've changed since 10 years ago when I was last here. So it's actually in the present instead of in my mind. And I talk about Hyros Prism, or PRism, in Leveling the Playing Field, Ode to Laura Lee's, the course I created and published last month. After a year and a half of diving deep down rabbit holes most people don't make it out of without being completely disillusioned, disheartened, and discouraged, I believe. And it has been my experience that I went through all of those phases. And then I connected and wove those stories together to be able to really get back here and see the utility in what I've done without having made it as practical or fun as what it needs to, which is why July 27th, 28th At the Soulful Celebrations experience in Blackstock, we're going to really be digging deeper into the reality of my empowerment when we own our own story. So it doesn't own us, and the feelings that hurt don't either. That's what Rome stands for in my world. What about in yours? Yeah, that's fun. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I would love to hear what this message means to and for you. And will also say that the way I have been engaging with the world and platforms for a long time is changing. So, if you've liked what I've done over the last decade plus that I have been a certified coach, teacher, speaker, and now author for the last 2 years, if you've liked what I've done so far, just wait. But don't pause what you're doing, because your life is being written as you live it, just like mine is. Yay! These excitements, these flourishings of soul, high frequencies, I call them bubbles of excitement, because sometimes they just bubble up and it's just like, can't even hardly contain it. I could if I wanted to. Sometimes I do, but most often I just like to sprinkle magic wherever I go. I hope you'll do the same wherever you are.